Very awesome main event for you guys, as it will be for the well, actually, this is no pun intended, but this is a 30 male melee, I guess you'd say, of the toughest of all comic books from all walks of life, featuring all the guys you may have seen. Some guys you may have seen tonight, as they have earned their way into this match. The other guys are guys you haven't seen yet, but they're going to compete in a 30-man melee to be crowned the king of all comic universe. So we shall see who will be the king of the universe of comics, as Blade and Groot of the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to start it out. Blade, of course, is not part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but you saw him earlier in a very exciting match as he defeated the Punisher. And, well, Blade and the Groot, of course, you saw him as his team, the Guardians of the Galaxy, defeated the Justice League. So that was kind of impressive, too, as we're going to get another person into this melee. The object is to start, and again, this is all across the place, and now comes the Joker of DC, the original Clown Prince of Darkness himself, and now Blade welcomes him by a nice shot to the face. As now the Joker is getting beat up by Blade, and again, this is an over-the-top man battle royal, or a melee in our world, to be crowned the king of the universe of comics. And Blade is taking it to both Groot and the Joker, as the Joker seems to want to joke around, and uh-oh. Oh my, Blade with a nice DDT, and uh-oh. At number 4, the large mob boss known as Kingpin makes his way into the ring. Those of you guys who watch our show religiously know that Kingpin is a former Universal Champion for us in Dream Masters, as Groot is squaring off with the Joker right now. These are 4 matches you probably would never ever see. But we're going to bring it to you because that's what we can do. And Joker fires back at Big Groot, who doesn't look like any of that is phasing him. And Joker gets a headbutt, which is probably like getting hit with a tree branch, as Spider-Man, everyone's favorite neighborhood Spider-Man. And earlier when we were watching the Justice League match, I was telling you who was kind of overrated in DC. Well, I guess if Superman and Batman are overrated in DC, I guess that would mean, on the flip side, Spider-Man is probably one of the most overrated superheroes on Marvel, as well as someone we haven't seen yet, but I'm sure we will. But Spider-Man is probably one of the most overrated comic book characters in Marvel, holding down a lot of the other interesting characters in Marvel you never hear about. And here comes the Crow, Eric Draven. A lot of people will be shocked to realize and know that the Crow was actually a comic book character before taking it to the mainstream. And Groot has gotten rid of the Joker. I don't think he's going to find that very funny, but Groot probably finds it very humorous. As Kingpin and Spider-Man, who do have a history, I don't think Kingpin likes the fact that Groot has interjected himself into this. Groot and Kingpin are about the same size right now. Spider-Man nips up as Eric Draven and the Dark One himself, the Blade, go at it. And here comes the other overrated person from Marvel, Captain America. But then again, I guess, a lot of people can say you'd have to, I can't be, patriotic being from America and all, and not like Captain America, but I don't think that's the case necessarily, as much as I am American. So as an American, I have the freedom to like whoever I like, and Captain America just seems like in Marvel's version of Superman, where he is the goody-goody, oh, everything has to be good and plenty and clean, and yeah, that doesn't work in reality. As Kingpin almost gets rid of Blade, Groot trying to get rid of Spider-Man, and in comes the Eater of Worlds himself, Galactus. As Kingpin looks like he's going to get rid of the Crow, and he does, with ease. As Captain America and Kingpin also have a history, as Galactus and Groot both get rid of Spider-Man on one side and Blade on the other. There goes Captain America, courtesy of Kingpin. Now you got 3 giants in the ring. Galactus, Kingpin, and Groot. Oh, man, and the giants keep on coming, and here comes the real giant, Juggernaut. Kingpin's gone as Juggernaut comes into the ring, and Galactus is nice enough to greet him with a boot to the face. Groot's down, probably taking a well-needed break from whooping people around. As Galactus and Juggernaut, nice chop right there by Galactus, the Eater of Planets, taking on the man who, the movable mountain, as he's been referred to as, the Mountain Breaker also. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people are shocked to realize that Juggernaut has an actual brother who is on the good side of things, as Juggernaut's half-brother himself is Charles Xavier, who you guys know better as Professor X, and Juggernaut could care less who his brother is as he throws Galactus out. I mean, Juggernaut out with one hand. But it looks like Groot might get some help in the form of Rocket Raccoon, his fellow Guardians of the Galaxy teammate, friend, men. Yeah. Oh! That goes to show you that the Rocket Raccoon kind of wants his place. He wants to be his time, and he eliminates his own friends. And he takes on the Eater of Worlds. This is a very unevenly sized match right here. Galactus is beating on little Rocket Raccoon. As you've seen earlier, Rocket actually was the one who put down and put an end to put down both Batman and Superman in the Justice League vs. Guardians match. And in comes the the man who's responsible for both of these guys. The brain of Marvel and the pulse of Marvel, the late great Stan Lee, who in our world always remains the same and is always just as tough and spunky as ever. As he's trying to get rid of Rocket, Galactus is coming behind him, and he should watch out for him, and no, he didn't. And there's Galactus to greet him with a DDT. Good thing it's nighttime, folks, because out comes X-Men member Nightcrawler, making his in-ring debut as Stan Lee is welcoming him the only way he knows how, by beating him up. As Galactus is still trying to get rid of Rocket Raccoon, which I'm sure to Galactus he's no more than a flying rat. And Stan Lee trying to get rid of Nightcrawler of the X-Men. Nightcrawler, former priest, minister, if you would, who was once well, he was always a mutant, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, making his debut on our show, and there goes Rocket Raccoon, courtesy of Galactus. Comes Sweet Tooth, which, yeah, I found out recently he is actually a comic book character, believe it or not. And Sweet Tooth is taking it to the Eater of Worlds himself, as Nightcrawler is taking it to the elderly Stan Lee. I say elderly, but he is probably just as tough as any young person in the ring, as he's demonstrated over and over again. And Galactus now trying to get rid of Sweet Tooth. And here comes at 14, the Mark with the mouth. You seen him earlier, folks, when he took down both Deathstroke and Deadshot in one match in a triple threat, earning his place. And as always, Deadpool not paying attention, and by showing off, Galactus is showing him why that wasn't a good idea. Sweet Tooth Stan Lee, Nightcrawler taking a break, Deadpool getting pummeled by Galactus. You gotta wonder who it's gonna be to take out Big Galactus, as Wolverine, who was successful against his old nemesis Sabretooth earlier, makes his way into the ring in his X-Men attire. And I was about to say, maybe we'll see a team up between Nightcrawler and Wolverine. I guess I'm wrong. By the way, Deadpool gone, courtesy of Galactus again. Galactus has got like 3 or 4 eliminations right now, folks, so he's doing pretty well. As Stan Lee, using that strength, single-handedly gets rid of Sabretooth, as Wolverine, for once, getting help from Galactus to eliminate his friend. Nightcrawler. There are no friends here, folks. Everyone wants to be crowned king of the comics. As the leader of the Guardians, Peter Quill makes his way to the ring. I'm sure Galactus will be more than happy to welcome him to the match. And there it is. Wasn't even looking at him, and a right hand uppercut caught Peter Quill to put him on the ground. Wolverine welcomed Peter Quill with a kick to the spine. And Galactus now has turned his attention to the 100-plus-year-old immortal Stan Lee. And Wolverine and Star-Lord duking it out now. Galactus gets involved, however. It looks like he wants to get rid of Peter Quill as the biggest blue guy on the X-Men. And again, I was going to say that maybe we'll see a team up, but I guess not. And Stan Lee with a beautiful cartwheel shows that he's just as spunky as ever. Wolverine beating on his friend Beast. And Peter Quill fighting back, or trying to fight back against Galactus, as now Stan Lee turns his attention to the giant Eater of Worlds. And I don't know if that's going to do it for him. And here comes one half of the Dark Red Web, Venom. As Wolverine gets rid of Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord. And Galactus taken down by Beast, which would have been interesting to see him continue on that, rather than turn his attention onto Stan Lee, as Venom didn't like that very much apparently, and he's letting Beast know the only way he knows how, by a well-placed right hand to the face. As Stan Lee now helps up Galactus, and Galactus helps up Stan Lee, and this isn't going to be good for Stan. Hold your spoons, ladies and gentlemen. All the way from Quincy, Massachusetts, the most original superhero of all time, the Tick, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of blue in the ring right now, as the Tick looks like he's going after Wolverine, trying to make his way into the match. Stan Lee and Juggernaut in the corner. Juggernaut, and Stan's going to get put out by Galactus, and that's like very many people eliminated already. And here comes Killer Croc, who makes his way to the ring. We saw him earlier as he defeated Dr. Doom in an incredible match, but Dr. Doom came up short. Croc goes in, so Croc deserves to be in this match. As Galactus has turned his attention on to Wolverine. Wolverine's not careful. He'll find himself outside the ring as the Tick is picking a fight with Venom. I don't know why that's funny, but it is. As now he turns his attention on to Galactus. And no one ever said the Tick was smart, ladies and gentlemen, but he is tough, as he is the one out of anybody to get rid of the big threat known as Galactus, is the Tick. You guys surprised? I know I am. Okay, another member of the Avengers now, ladies and gentlemen. It's Iron Man. Takes down a nice knee shot there to Venom. And Wolverine, I guess, doesn't like the fact that Wolverine and Beast is getting up. Not really paying attention to anybody. Looks like Beast decided to pick a fight, beat up on Venom. Tick taking out on Croc. Iron Man trying to get rid of Wolverine. Only on this show, folks, will we ever hear any of these words ever muttered by anybody, because this is the only place you'll see it. And Croc gets a right hand by Iron Man. Venom looks like he's trying to get rid of the Beast. Almost gone right there. And Wolverine shot to the gut of the Tick. And here comes Croc from behind. Croc looks like he's trying to get rid of Wolverine as the Tick and Iron Man are locking eyes. Venom and the Beast. Beast has got Venom up. And Beast sends Venom packing as the member of the X-Men, as is Wolverine, and Croc welcomes him with a clothesline. Yeah, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Negan was a comic book character before he was on TV, and there he is. The ruthless, deadly, venomous, dangerous man. Although he doesn't have Lucille with him, so we'll see how Negan does without Lucille. As he looks like he's going to fight with the Tick in his first attempt in here. It looks like Wolverine, oh no, looks like Tick. Negan thought he was going to take out the Tick by himself, I guess. As Beast now is duking out with the Croc. Interesting. And here comes the, I guess, the last person out of the Guardians of the Galaxy to hit the ring, and here comes Drax. Drax the Destroyer hits the ring, goes after Iron Man, of all people. And Wolverine taking a break, and Negan now going back to work on the Tick, and the Tick lets him know that he's not going down without a fight. Beast Iron Man down, and I guess Drax decided to get the other ugly guy in the ring, which is Croc. And Negan trying to get rid of the Tick. Wolverine pulls himself to his feet, wipes out the cobwebs, looks like. Iron Man's back up too. And now, uh-oh. Alright, folks, I don't think there'll be any singing and dancing, but here comes the mask, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, again, before it was a movie, and before Jim Carrey decimated it, he was a legitimate comic book threat, or hero, I guess, in the world of comics, was the Mask. As now, Croc is turning his attention onto Wolverine. Beast gets involved by punching both Negan and the Croc. Drax fighting Tick. And, of course, the Mask is fighting with Iron Man. That makes perfect sense, if anything. And now he's lighting them up with those kicks as the Mask. A foray of kicks that Iron Man could care less about. Looks like Negan was able to eliminate... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Croc finally eliminated the Tick. Sorry, Tick. Going back to Quincy, I guess. As the Beast is lighting up the Mask. Negan is still in there with the Croc. And Drax, Iron Man, and Wolverine are punching on each other. But very shortly, I'm sure we're going to have someone intervene and become another competitor. As now, Negan trying to get rid of Croc. Uh-oh, Beast is busted open, courtesy of Drax. Wolverine trying to get rid of the comical dancing menace that is known as the Mask. But gives up, I guess. Iron Man taking a break. Croc let him know why that's not allowed. Negan punches Beast in the back. Doesn't surprise me. Croc sent to the corner by Iron Man. Mask gets a Russian leg sweep by Wolverine. Beast with a Beast Bomb on Negan. And Drax now grabs Beast. Yeah, folks, I'm calling all the matches. I'm hardcore. Anyway, Drax has got Beast up. And Beast is gone, courtesy of Drax. How about that? I wonder if Drax was a little insulted and a little upset that the Beast hit a move that he likes himself. That is the Beast Bomb. I couldn't tell why. As Iron Man and Croc are locking it up, Wolverine and Negan. Uh-oh, Wolverine. Oh, and Negan is out. Maybe he needed Lucille. And Beast has been eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes Thanos, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think the snap of the finger is going to work in this environment. But he's here. The gauntlet and all, as Iron Man is making his way up. And I know that him and Iron Man have a history, as Wolverine has gotten rid of the threat known as the Croc. And now Thanos goes after the Mask. I guess he's not appreciative of the Mask's contribution to the comic society. And Wolverine and Iron Man duking it out. We all know the history between the X-Men and the Avengers. And I guess that comes down to a lot of pride and a lot of egos right there. As Thanos doesn't really care who anybody is. He'll beat anybody up. Iron Man's down. Wolverine greets Drax with a kick to the gut. Mask getting a right hand, courtesy of Thanos. And Mask looks like he could be the next one on Thanos' exit list. Wolverine eliminates Drax. And Iron Man gets rid of the Mask. Thanos is up there still. Wolverine was to pick up Iron Man. Iron Man gets a knee in the head. Puts an end to that. Thanos measuring him. Thanos, we know Thanos does not like Iron Man, nor the rest of the Avengers, as we will see what happens when he meets them in the silver screen coming soon. Or the big screen, I should say. All right, everyone. Then more than meets the eye. Here he is. There's the leader of the Autobots, Optimus Prime, ladies and gentlemen. And he goes after Wolverine, of all people. And not the biggest threat in the ring. But Thanos found him as he reached him with an elbow to the head. And this could be the end of, and as quick as that would be, of Optimus Prime. As now Iron Man and Wolverine are still, looks like they're going to go back at it again. Continuing that Iron Man, that X-Men Avengers feud. I just realized we're at 27, folks. There's only 30 people in this. And 27 is Beavis, which, yes, believe it or not, they did have a comic book series, did Beavis and Butthead. Which you got to wonder if Beavis is in here, is Butthead in here as well? And if so... I haven't seen Butthead yet, but imagine if it comes down to Beavis and Butthead. Well, then, I don't know what will happen then. Like, I can tell you right now, if he thinks he's going to get rid of Thanos like that, he's wrong. And here comes the other guy who could actually be a threat in this thing. This late in the game is Colossus. It's not just a nifty name, folks. He's very strong, very powerful. And he goes after Optimus Prime. I guess he doesn't like a lot of metal in the ring at once. And Colossus got Prime by the throat. Right hand to the gut. Beavis almost, Beavis is on the outside. And Iron Man is letting him know that he does not appreciate him in his world. And Beavis doesn't care as he punches both Prime and Iron Man off. Looks like Iron Man is going to call it quits on Beavis, as Prime also does not like Beavis very much. Here comes the new guy coming to the new graphic novel series, and that's Stephen King at 29. Those of you guys know that his graphic novel series, The Dark Tower, has been there, as Colossus, by the way, has been eliminated. If he's 29, that means there's only one more person left. And I wonder who that could be. And it's these four guys plus whoever this is, which will be the final entry. And then we'll kind of know which one of the... Iron Man gone, courtesy of Thanos. Thanos has been very, very forceful here. And Stephen King is picked up by Thanos, which is something he doesn't want. Oh, boy. And it's Butthead, ladies and gentlemen. I guess when we saw Beavis in the ring, I guess we knew that Butthead could be far away, as Stephen King doesn't look overly impressed. Iron Man, by the way, has been eliminated. These are your final four. Okay, so allow me to sell you the final four, which you'll never hear anywhere but on here. Your final four for the comic book the king of the comic book title, I guess you'd say, is Thanos, Optimus Prime, Butthead, and not only a comic book, new to the comic books, but legend in the writing world, Stephen King. As Thanos gets rid of Optimus Prime, I think Thanos is the one that people need to worry about, and this is our final three right here. This is the showdown, and yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this. Thanos, Butthead, and Stephen King are your final competitors in this King of the comic book realm. And how fitting would it be if Stephen King actually won this? It would be odd too, considering he just got into graphic novels with the Dark Tower series in graphic form. But all honesty, he'd live up to the name also, but I don't know if I like his chances against Thanos. Butthead, I think Stephen King could, handle, but I don't know about Thanos. But then again, Butthead, maybe if you're sleeping, maybe Butthead will win. Anything can happen here, folks. And, well, I guess I'm correct on that end. Butthead is not even a factor. These are two right here. It's down to the King of Horror versus the guy who wiped out the Avengers. Could Stephen King become the new King of Comics? Or will Thanos reign supreme? Because he has been a driving force throughout this entire match. Which I gotta tell you, I don't think Stephen King's chances are very good against the guy who just snapped his fingers and wiped out the most of the match right now. Oh, and there goes Stephen King, and there is your winner. Oh my. And we see the closing matches. There's a DDT, fantasy of Thanos. Stephen King was the end to get rid of Butthead, and Thanos was the one who pulled the rope down to let King go over the top rope, and oh my.
Male All-Star Superstars Universal Television Champion.
Well, folks,
The Tank Elgin.
that's some scary stuff right there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, there is your winner. That was our main event. I hope you guys enjoyed this very, very exciting night, day of fan requested by our friend Jaycee from Atlanta, Georgia, who asked for a comic book themed show today, and we have given you that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the rest of you guys enjoyed it. And tomorrow, folks, we got the women all in action as we have a sizzling Saturday tomorrow. And we got our the women tag titles will be on the line as the page turners take on the Squared Circle Cafe. So stick around for tomorrow. For now, I am Jazz Vengeance. Have a great night. Hope you enjoyed. May all your dreams come true.